In our globalized era, when travel destinations are becoming increasingly similar, many travelers are looking for something authentic and unusual. Kazakhstan, with its unique culture, rich history, and vast unexplored areas, is definitely worth discovering. The nature of Kazakhstan is striking in its diversity and splendor. Towering mountain ranges, vast flat steppes, green valleys, sprawling deserts, deep canyons, and turquoise lakes. Kazakhstan has everything to stun even the most experienced traveler. Nowadays, when there are fewer and fewer areas of pristine nature in the world, Kazakhstan boasts an abundance of natural beauty. From time immemorial, our ancestral nomads lived in connection with nature, treating it with care and ensuring sustainability. In this video, we will talk about interesting facts about Kazakhstan. 1. Stan is an ancient Persian word meaning land or nation, and Kazakh means wanderer, adventurer, or outlaw. Therefore, the name Kazakhstan translates as land of the wanderers. 2. Kazakhstan is the 9th largest country by area in the world, but it has one of the lowest population densities at 6 people per square mile. 3. The people who live in Kazakhstan represent more than 120 nationalities. 4. Ancient Kazakhs were the first people in the world to domesticate and ride horses. 5. Horse meat is so essential to Kazakh cuisine that the Kazakh athletes begged the International Olympic Committee to be able to bring it to the 2012 Games in London. 6. In 1989, agriculture production fell so low in Kazakhstan that the Agricultural Secretary of Kazakhstan proposed they fill meat quotas by killing millions of migrating wild duck. 7. The traditional nomad home of the Kazakhs is known as a yurta. It is comprised of a collapsible tent with a wooden frame covered in felt. Its name comes from the Kazakh word meaning community, people, or family. 8. When a Kazakh shooter won the gold medal at a 2012 international sporting competition in Kuwait, the organizers mistakenly played the theme music for the film Borat instead of the Kazakh national anthem. In the film, British comedian Sacha Baron Cohen plays fictional Kazakh journalist Borat Sagdiev. 9. Kazakh men do not normally shake a woman's hand in mixed company. Upon entering a room, they usually use both hands to shake hands with every other man in the room. 10. Kazakhs believe that whistling a song inside a building will make you poor for the rest of your life. 11. Kazakhs officially celebrate 3 New Year holidays. January 1st is celebrated by the Gregorian calendar, Nowruz is celebrated on March 22 as the spring equinox, and January 14th is celebrated from Soviet times and is called the Old New Year. 12. Kazakhstan is the world's largest landlocked country, but it still has a navy, which is based on the similarly landlocked Caspian Sea. 13. There are 27,000 ancient monuments throughout Kazakhstan, including the Golden Man, a Scythian warrior clad in gold armor, which is also Kazakhstan's most important archaeological find. The Golden Man may very well have been a woman. 14. Kazakhstan's traditional drink kumis has also been referred to as milk champagne. It is made from fermented mare's milk and is believed to be a cure, all for everything from the common cold to tuberculosis. The Kazakhs living on the steppes also drink shubat, or fermented camel's milk, which is supposed to have virucidal properties. 15. Archaeological excavations conducted in Kazakhstan suggest it is the homeland of the Amazons, the brave tribe of female warriors. Historians have found evidence that Scythian women of the 7th to 3rd centuries BEAT did fight as warriors. 16. Kazakhs often serve different cuts of meat to guests as symbolism. The tongue is served to someone who should be more eloquent, and children get the ears to help them listen better. 17. Out of the 110 elements from Mendeleev's table of chemical elements, 99 have been detected in Kazakhstan. 18. Kazakhstan has an unofficial taxi system. People wait on the street, cars stop, destination and price are discussed, and they go. 19. Lake Balkhash in Kazakhstan is one of the largest lakes in the world. One part of the lake contains fresh water and the other is made up of salt water. 20. The Kazakh word for dog is pronounced eat. 21. Kazakhstan was one of the first Central Asian nations outside Turkmenistan to breed the Akal-Tek horse in 1930, one of the oldest surviving domesticated equine breeds. These horses were first bred at least 3,000 years ago and used by conquerors from Persian King Darius I to Alexander the Great to Genghis Khan. They are known for their outstanding endurance. 22. Kazakhstan has the main launch site for Soviet and Russian space exploration, the Baikonur Cosmodrome. It is the world's oldest and largest operating space launch facility. Sputnik, the world's first orbiting satellite, was launched from there in 1957, and the first manned spaceflight with Yuri Gagarin took off into space from there in 1961. There is actually a separate town called Baikonur, a few hundred kilometers away from the Russian Space Center. The Soviets gave the center the same name to cause confusion and help protect its location. 23. Following the end of the USA Space Shuttle program in 2010, Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan is the world's only launch site for human spaceflight, except for China's Jiuquan Space Launch Center. 24. The Soviet Union tested more than 500 nuclear devices between 1949 and 1989 at Semipalatinsk, now called Sime, in northeastern Kazakhstan, which equaled approximately 20,000 Hiroshima bombs. 25. Kazakhstan became the first former Soviet republic to repay all of its debt to the International Monetary Fund in February 2000, 7 years before it was due. 26. Kazakhstan is so large that the distance from one end to the other is about the same as from London to Istanbul. 27. Kazakhstan is located in both Europe and Asia. The Ural River, which forms the traditional boundary between these continents, cuts through Kazakhstan in the west. 28. The highest point in Kazakhstan is Khan Tengri of the Tian Shan mountain range. At 23,000 feet, 7,010 meters, it is also the world's most northern 7,000 in peak. The lowest point in Kazakhstan is the bottom of the Karagay Depression at 433 feet, 133 feet wind 100. Located east of the Caspian Sea, it is one of the lowest elevations on Earth. 29. One popular Kazakh game is called Kokpar, literally grabbing the dead goat. It is a precursor to polo, where riders on horseback try to control a ball, which is the headless carcass of a goat or sheep. 30. Kazakhstan's Tengiz oil field is one of the largest in the world at 12 miles, 19 km, wide and 13 miles, 21 km. Long covering 970 square miles, 2,500 sq. It is also one of the largest discoveries in recent history and helps make oil the country's #1 export. 31. Independent from the Soviet Union since 1991, Kazakhstan has had just one president, Nursultan Nazarbayev. 32. Many native Kazakhs may descend from Mongol leader Genghis Khan, who in 1206 set about creating the largest continuous land empire in the history of the world. Through his second son Chagatai, Genghis Khan conquered Kazakhstan in the early 1200s. 33. Kazakhstan's national dish is beshbarmak, which literally means 5 fingers because it is traditionally eaten using all 5 fingers. It is usually served in a large dish placed in the center of a table and involves large chunks of boiled horse meat or mutton, layered over noodles boiled in a broth called sorfa, and then topped with onions, garlic, parsley, and fennel. 34. Apple trees originated in the mountains of Central Asia. Scientists believe that the first apple trees grew around Almaty, the former capital of Kazakhstan, as far back as 20 million years ago. The name Almaty means a place of apples. Many wild apple trees still grow in parts of Kazakhstan. 35. The Caspian Sea is the largest inland body of water in the world at 143,250 square miles, 371,000 skm, and it borders Kazakhstan on the west. It is rich in sturgeon of the west. It is rich in sturgeon, a fish prized for its world's famous caviar. 36. Kazakh and American women both got the right to vote on August 26, 1920. Russian dictator Joseph Stalin located many of his gulags, prison camps, in Kazakhstan, and millions of prisoners were interred or died there, including Russian author Alexander Solzhenitsyn, who dared to criticize Stalin to a friend in a letter, and who was later awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1970. 38. Burkuchi, or hunting with eagles, is an ancient sport still practiced in Kazakhstan. Hunters train golden eagles or falcons to sight and capture such prey as rabbits, foxes, and smaller birds. The hunters are also called Burkuchi, and they believe they have to keep their first kill for 1 year to get good luck. 39. A controversial Kazakh wedding tradition that still happens occasionally is alip kwashu, or bride napping. The groom, to be, hires friends or relatives to bring the bride, with or without her consent, to his female relatives, where she is given a special neckerchief, which she must accept to show she consents to the marriage. 40. The Media Sports Center, located near Almaty, Kazakhstan, boasts the highest skating rink in the world at 5,545 feet, 1690 m, above sea level. It also has a surface area as large as 2 football fields. 41. Kazakh mountaineer Anatoly Bokriev was one of the world's most famous mountaineers when he died in 1990. 7. In an avalanche while attempting to summit Annapurna in the Himalayas. He holds the record for reaching the summit of all 7 peaks of the highest mountains on each continent in the world without supplemental oxygen. Bokriev was also one of the leaders of an expedition to Mount Everest that turned tragic on May 10, 1996. 8 members of his expedition lost their lives, but he single-handedly saved 3 of the lost climbers. 42. Snow leopards live in the mountains in eastern Kazakhstan. They are notoriously shy and may grow to 150 lbs, 68 kgs. Kazakhs have long revered the animal for its bravery, independence, and intelligence. The snow leopard is considered a national symbol in Kazakhstan. 43. Many different species of lizards are found in Kazakhstan's deserts, including the gray monitor lizard, the world's largest lizard, which is found only in the Kazakh Desert. 44. The Kazakh competition known as Kai's Q, Catch That Girl, is a lively one where a young man on horseback pursues a young woman riding ahead of him. She has to prevent him from getting ahead of her. If he draws near, she lashes him with a whip. He has to persist. And if he can't catch up by a fixed point in the race, she gives him another lashing. However, if he manage to overtake her, she has to kiss him as a reward. 45. The United States was the first nation to recognize Kazakhstan as a sovereign state, shortly after it declared independence in December 1991. 46. The golden eagle is one of Kazakhstan's national symbols. Kazakhs revere it as a symbol of power and strength, as it is a master of the skies. The female bird is actually larger than the male, measuring 3 feet 1 m from beak to tail. The average bird has a wingspan of 7 feet 2 m. Golden eagles can also be found in the mountainous regions of the western United States, Canada, and Mexico. 47. Some Kazakhs still hold on to their traditional nomadic beliefs. For example, they believe that various animals, earth, and celestial bodies, such as the sun and moon, are inhabited by the spirits of the dead. 48. A time-honored Kazakh test of horsemanship is called kumis alu, pick up the coin. The goal is for a rider to gallop at top speed and at the same time pick up a silver coin from the ground. Kazakh legend says that Alexander the Great, after seeing an exhibition of kumis alu, was so impressed that he exclaimed the game could be used in the training of a warrior on horseback. Today, a white handkerchief is used instead of a coin. 49. The King Arthur legend may have its roots in Kazakh history. In AD 175, Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius sent a contingent of 5,500 Sarmatian cavalry to Britain from modern-day Hungary. The commander was a Roman officer named Lucius Artorius Castus. The Sarmatians were direct descendants of the Kazakh Scythians, and it was known they wore Kazakh-style trousers instead of Roman or Celtic tunics. The Welsh name Artur could also come from Artorius. 50. Each year in the traditional Kazakh calendar is named after an animal, such as Year of the Sheep, Year of the Horse, the Dog, Snake, Pig, etc. The calendar begins with the Year of the Mouse because a Kazakh folktale says that the mouse was able to climb on the other animals' backs and was the first to see the sun. 51. The legendary Russian hero Timur I-Ling or Tamerlane, at one time in the 14th century, ruled most of Kazakhstan. He walked with a pronounced limp after a fall from a horse in 1363, which left him disabled in his right leg. He also lost 2 fingers during one battle. 52. The sun in the flag of Kazakhstan has 32 beams, which symbolize progress and prosperity. 53. When the Kazakh Khanate split into 3 groups in the mid-1400s, each group was called Zeus, which literally translates as 100. The Russian translation for Zeus is Orda, meaning horde. Kazakhs still count themselves as members of hordes today, with further divisions into ethnic groups, family clans, and family units. 54. Kazakh is a Turkic language that contains many words from Russian and Arabic, as well as Mongol, Persian, and other Turkic languages. It was not written down until the 1860s using the Arabic script. In 1940, the Cyrillic alphabet used in Russian was adopted along with some extra symbols to write Kazakh. Thank you for watching the video. I'm incredibly grateful to each and every one of you who tunes in and enjoys our adventures in Kazakhstan. I'd like to ask you a small favor. Please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the like button. I truly need your support to reach 1,000 subscribers as quickly as possible, and I know that with your help, we can make it happen. Your support means the world to me, and I appreciate every single subscriber. So please join our community, hit that subscribe button, and let's embark on more incredible journeys together. Thank you for your support.